Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, welcome.
Oh, it works.
Pop that in front of your face.
All right.
Damn, that looks good. Let me see your board setup.
Let's see.
Woo! The Pokemon holographic.
Dude, it's pretty sick, right?
It's crazy.
It pops in the sun.
Is that foil back? Is it something that's like heat pressed on, or how do they get that on there?
I don't know. They surprised me with this graphic, actually.
I think
Or like
that's
with this
sick.
colorway.
Yeah.
But yeah, been riding 9.
Do you do your trucks? What size are your trucks?
These are the 55 aces, but they're for 8.5s.
Oh.
Even though I ride a 9, my board's kind of tapered.
Uh-huh.
Like the shape I ride.
So that's interesting because I ride the same trucks, but I just bought the Grind Kings we were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 8.5 for those because I didn't know if I wanted it the same like width as my board. I think I kind of wanted it in a little bit. I'm not pre-mowing and shit, so.
It's a little bit of a debate.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. This board primos and stands good, and so that was a deciding factor. But I tried to skate the 9 trucks, and they're just like a little too big. It feels
like a vert board.
it feels more like definitely a
I
different.
feel like I
thing.
need that stability.
You might like it.
Yeah.
I have a different setup with the 9 trucks.
Oh,
I have a 9.5 on it.
really?
But
Oh, so you still always go in a little bit.
kind of, yeah. It kind of works, especially all the boards I like are like tapered, like eggy kind of.
Mm-hmm. I do like that about this shape.
But I always skated an 8 my whole life until like
Even back in like the 7.25 days.
like up until 2021. I skated.
But when you were like young.
I skated 7.5 initially, and then I
Yep.
remember I was flow for Black Label,
Uh-huh.
and then I stepped it up to a 7.75,
Okay.
and then
I remember I was riding 7.75 like in high school.
that was feeling like
And 8 didn't get
That-
popular
yeah,
until
that-
like 2009, 2010.
I was like sophomore year when I got my first 7.75,
I see that. Yeah.
but then I got an 8,
Mhm.
and it was like traumatic because like the 7.75s
slow kick flips like
they're a little bit longer too. The 8s
Mhm.
get a little longer. So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm never changing again. It was
Mhm.
too hard. And so until for like 10, 12 years, I just skated 8s.
mm-hmm.
But now I'm addicted to the 9s.
I feel like I feel like boards are getting big again.
It's better. I thought it would hinder my flip tricks, but it's made it like a lot easier.
But if you go back, if you hop on someone's Bam Margera Element from 2005 when you're riding a 7.5 and you go to kickflip, you accidentally double kickflip that bitch.
Those things are they're flopping around. They're flimsy, dude. I'll skate anyone's board that's smaller than a 9 now. It feels like a little toothpick.
Little popsicle
It's
stick.
really weird.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a problem kind
I
of.
totally get that.
I'm stuck in 9 world.
It
forever.
becomes like a roller skate when it gets thin enough.
It is, yeah. Like I skate, I teach a lot of kids, and a lot of
Oh,
them have
yeah.
like 7.5 boards, and
Yeah.
they're fun to try stuff on, but they're so difficult.
Do they still make is termite still a thing or no?
There's brands like trying. I think there's some brands emerging trying to like hit that market,
Yeah.
but I don't know. Termite's not a thing. It would be big right now. I feel like.
All right. Is this my Mandela effect or did Wee Man skate for termite?
I think that might be a Mandela effect.
Damn. I swear that's real.
Austin
I'm not
Gillette
even
was
joking.
on there. Do you remember Austin Gillette?
I do.
He was on the cover of the Termite video back in the day.
I
Hauling
feel
off
like
a
you
roof.
told me that.
He was hauling off a roof.
Huh.
Video's called Pest Control.
And and everyone just gets kicked off when they like get a little too tall.
They had it. I remember because I was kind of the age, and I was like, "Damn, it'd be a dream to get on Termite." And my
Yeah.
friend Chase was on Termite, back in the day.
Yeah.
And I think that they had like a age where like, "Oh yeah, you're getting kicked off at 13 or something."
It seems like such a bad business
Yeah.
to invest in the future of skateboarding and then kick them off when they get good at skateboarding.
Yeah, that's fun. Never really thought about it, but it is.
You need to have, I think, termite to have succeeded. Sorry if it's going still, because everything comes back around. But I feel like if termite could have done it right, I think that they would have a big brother to termite for you to grow into.
Ah, that's yeah.
Like, what's a bigger,
like a step up.
like a bigger burrowing bug?
So we got Termite, and then we're gonna step it up to like frick. I don't know.
What do we got digging in that wood?
Dude, what's the stink bug? You get to stink bug level.
Maybe like a like a what's like a what are those things that burrow in like the grass? Gopher.
Ooh, we're going gopher. Gopher's the next
we're
step
going
up.
gopher. I
And
think
what's the
gopher.
step up after that?
Fucking
Going wolf.
wallaby.
Wallaby.
Wolf. Coyote.
Some coyote.
They dig.
I like. I'm into the coyote.
Yeah. No, I think you could just go. Gopher is a good name. I think you could go. You can go for a gopher. I can go for a gopher right about now.
I'm seeing your vision.
Hashtag go for gopher.
Gopher.
Dude, it's the future.
Dude, my friend found a termite board at Goodwill last week. Saw it in a story.
Cool graphics.
They exist.
The graphic kind of looks like my my Grimple sticks.
It does kind of now.
This kind of looks like.
Dude, they were ahead of the
honestly,
time.
That's a little bit of a termite vibe.
I swear, like termite and world graphics would do great right now.
Oh yeah. Ooh. I just met Jason Lee on my birthday.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, I went to his new Eagle Rock camera, I believe it's called. I went to his camera store and I bought a camera.
Dude, that's cool. Where's that?
It's in Eagle Rock.
I don't know where's Eagle Rock. Where's Eagle Rock?
Los Angeles.
I don't know LA.
Yeah, and it was like I bought a Canon AE1, and it was one that he said that was his camera that he used.
So he has a store in LA.
Just got it.
Does he still live in Denton?
No. Texas is done. He sold the house in Texas. I fanned out on him without fanning out on him too hard. I was like, oh yeah, like, you know, I think I brought up that when me and Yessie were on the road in 2019, he was doing he had a show, like an art show for his photography in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and we missed it by a day. We went to Tulsa. We got there on a Sunday, and I think that the museum was closed on Sundays.
Okay.
And we were only there for that day, and then we went to Oklahoma City. So I was like, oh yeah, I missed your gallery showing in Tulsa back in 2019. And then he's like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. We talked about that. And I was like, yeah, we lived in Texas at that time still? He's like, yeah. Then I brought some skateboarding reference. I kept it cool. I played it real cool, but I was shaking. I was nervous.
It's hard to. I met Rodney Mullen once. Similar
That's
experience.
a big deal.
I was like, didn't know. I would definitely just.
He's a creature of the night.
I just fanned out fully. It was at a Zoomies event.
That makes sense. I was like, where do you even meet Rodney Mullen? I feel like he's such an elusive creature.
Yeah, it was like Zoomies does this 100K party, so everyone that sells $100,000 worth of gear at the shop gets to go to this big party.
Is that like their pink couch tour? Is that what it was called back in the day? Do you remember that?
The orange couch.
Oh, wrong color. So the tour, the 100K
100K
thing.
party. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's so they like fly everyone out, and then they fly like pros and like some celebs.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Rodman was there.
What was he doing there?
I don't know. He was just partying.
Just promoting North
It was
Korea
crazy. Well, you're
openly?
partying, like I was partying with Rodney Mullen, and then I ended up hanging out with that. Have you ever seen that alien Little Mayo? It's like a.
Oh, that Instagram. That's funny.
Yeah,
I've seen that. Yeah.
I like shot a photo blacked out in the ground in the middle of the party with that alien.
Did you get to meet Big Mayo?
I don't remember. I did meet that person, but I don't remember who I was talking to.
Yeah.
My Jimmy Carlin, he sat on Dennis Rodman's lap just in the middle of the party for no reason. Dennis Rodman was pretty cool about it.
Yeah.
So that was cool. I ended up just at like an ice sculpture taking shots with the singer Trash Talk.
Damn,
Like,
Lee. Very cool.
Such an interesting squad of people there. But I just hung out with him for the rest of the night. But
That's tight.
and it was freezing out. Never hung out, never partied with an ice sculpture. It was cool.
So what is it? I think you told me about this event. Last time I tattooed you, I think it came up that you were going to do it or you went and did it and it was a good time or something.
Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of just like a lot.
Sounds sick.
It's fun if you want to go party.
Yeah.
In the mountains, it's freezing.
I went, Mail cut this out, but I went to Zoomies recently and Zoomies fucking sucked. Like there was skateboards in there and there was brands I didn't recognize and I felt old. But it's always been a mall shop. It's just that.
You know, I just hung out with like a bunch of people that own like Zoomies, and they're all really.
Oh, I'm sure.
They were really cool. I didn't like.
Yeah.
I had never met them or really like been intimate with them. It's always like just some like disconnected Zoomies event. Right. But the people that run Zoomies are actually like.
Oh, I bet.
Actually, awesome people.
Yeah.
They do get a bad rap, but I get they're doing kind of.
They're just successful. That's all it is. They're guilty of being successful what they do. It goes. Yeah. Yeah, it's like Hot Topic only selling what the Hot Topic is currently.
Yeah, you know, everyone.
They can't help that no one wants to buy the new Cold Chamber album.
Okay.
No one's buying the metal pinky ring with the hinges that makes your pinky pointy anymore.
Dude. Those are hot.
I want to know what happened to all those rusty gates with the epoxied bugs in them. Like someone's got
There's
those
somewhere, dude. There's a lot of like
some like
man
oddities
caves
person. Yeah.
just lined with the old
There's just
decor.
one house in New Hampshire, and they somehow got all of them, and the gate around their house is just spooky as hell.
It's the Goth's house.
Yeah, it was like they won it on Storage Wars.
It's like Goth in 2004.
Yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
Mall goth.
Mall Goth. Yeah, that's a thing.
For sure. So are you originally from Orange County or from Corona?
I was born in Anaheim.
Okay.
And my parents have been divorced,
Uh-huh.
so I've always like bopped around.
Uh-huh.
So I was in Orange County until 4th grade, and then my mom moved to Corona.
Our stories like coincide so much. So like I'm from Riverside, but I moved to Corona from 3rd grade to like basically right before 6th grade.
Okay.
And then we grew up in it seems like the same exact area, knowing the same exact people, but not knowing each other.
That's so weird.
What year were you born?
89.
I was 90. What's your
You're okay.
birthday?
July 27th.
Okay, December 18th.
So yeah, you were like, I'm trying to think of like,
Not far off.
dude, we definitely had to like be in the same.
That's what I think
space
about.
so
I feel
much.
like you're my best friend from a different lifetime that I'm not aware of.
Yeah, because every conversation we have, you're like, oh yeah, me too. I did that too.
Yeah,
I hung out there too.
Yeah, we have a lot of the same memories in the same places. Like I might have been like hanging out here, and you might have been hanging out right there at the same place at the same time.
Definitely a lot of shows. I bet we were.
Yeah.
We could go through the list.
Well, we went through that
old
one.
showcase
I remember.
calendar.
Yeah. Exactly. I remember the one specifically. Is my birthday. It was December 18th, but it was the Locust, and you were at that show.
Oh
you
yeah,
said.
dude.
Yeah.
I met someone 2 weeks ago that was at that show too. Weird.
Small world.
Man, it was a good show. First
Yeah.
time I ever crowd surfed. But
I remember that one. I think he's like, "Don't step on our fucking equipment." Was that you?
it was probably me.
I remember that they got mad at all the foot pedals and stuff on the stage.
Yeah, it was like I had only been going to shows for like a year or two.
Mhm.
That was, and I was so little. I hit puberty when I was like 18. So this was like I was like 16.
Yeah.
So I was like 4 foot,
Yeah.
just little. And I just remember being on the side, and I did run off stage and then crowd surf. It definitely could have been me. And then
I feel like it was, cause I feel like everyone at that show it was a very mixed bag of people, and it was like techie musician people, and it was definitely like you just watched them. It wasn't like
Mhm.
it wasn't what you think a Loca show would be.
Yeah, I talked to Justin Pearson after,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "This is the worst show I've ever played.
Damn.
I'm never going to play here again." And I was like, "Damn it,
Yeah.
I need you back."
I remember one show, it was like Toxic Narcotic and Leftover Crack, and something happened where I think his name like Skizza, some weird train operator name, the singer of Leftover Crack, but he lost his like hat in the crowd,
Okay.
and he refused to like play any more songs till he got his hat back because the hat was like super meaningful and stuff.
Okay.
And then kind of made a big deal out of it. Wasn't really a good look. And then when they were just kind of getting mad about people stage diving, and when
Mhm.
Toxic Narcotic went on, they were like, the stage is your diving board. First person off the balcony gets a free t-shirt.
That's amazing.
And it was crazy.
Dude, I can imagine, dude.
Yeah.
Shit would get crazy in there.
Yeah, it was hectic.
Dude, I never
for sure.
did the balcony jump.
No, neither have I.
I'm too considerate.
It's a little too high.
It is gnarly.
And also it's like the people are all just a little bit away from the balcony.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to miss.
Yeah. I remember, like, you'd be jumping into the pit.
You would have to do it. Yeah, you would have to do it at an Addicts show. That's when you could do
Dude,
it.
yeah,
because
yeah,
they
it
would
was
oversell.
Yeah, dude, that was the best show I've ever been to. It was the Addicts.
Really?
It was an end of tour
Mm.
at Showcase.
Yeah.
But, man, that was definitely the best show I've ever been to. They had like
The beach balls bouncing around,
everything
confetti.
happened. Well, the beginning was like clockwork music, and then
For sure.
a spotlight that was just like looking around for
Mhm.
Monkey, and then it just like went back to the stairs.
Mm.
You know, the stairs went up to the green room.
Yeah.
He like had his
Oh,
cane,
that's
and
cool.
then he walked through the crowd,
Yeah.
and then I forgot which song started, but that was
That's
that
fun.
show. But it was like a weeknight, a school weeknight,
Uh-huh.
and my mom was outside, and I was ignoring calls.
Right. Everyone's just singing along, having fun.
Yeah, because everyone knows the songs. It's
Yeah.
like, celebrating.
It's like the Taylor Swift of punk.
That is such a funny, spot on description.
Not fucking wrong.
Yeah, that's dude. Yeah.
Because like everyone does know the words. It's a pop band, you know.
Yeah,
It's
no,
fun.
it is straight up. Yeah, it's been a Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Yeah, huh?
Everyone knows Viva La Revolution.
Yeah, I never really thought that.
At least that one.
That was like Underground or Underground 2. It was one of the later ones, I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Thug 2.
Yeah, Thug.
Dude, I'm OG guy.
Yeah.
I just had a roommate who he started with Thug.
Oh, too late.
It was a really weird conversations we'd have.
Did you do Tony Hawk 1 and 2 on N64 or PlayStation 1?
I did N64. I had to wait.
Ah.
It came out a year after.
Okay.
So it came out on PlayStation,
Mhm.
I think 2000, like around Christmas holiday season. And I knew someone that got it.
Yeah.
That wasn't very cool.
Yeah.
And I would hang out with him a lot
Because
because
he had the game.
He had the game.
He's got game though.
Yeah.
The game.
The game.
Yeah.
The one. But then I had to wait a year till I got it on my own. But the N64 version didn't have the little videos though at the end that you could unlock.
Oh,
And
yeah,
that
like the
was,
Eric
like, my favorite
Costin
part.
video and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I remember that. You had to collect the videotapes to get those, I think.
Secret tape.
Yeah.
I got one tattooed on my butt.
Really?
You gotta find it though.
It's secret.
Yeah.
You fucking rat. You told me.
You'll
I can unlock that tape.
You'll forget.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta unlock it.
That's funny, dude.
It's pretty sweet, dude.
Oh, I love that.
Tony Hawk said he liked it.
That's cool.
He saw my butt.
That's a big cosign.
Yeah.
So what was your first board setup? What was your first Christmas complete, they would say?
Ooh, okay. I remember I had a CCS.
Oh shit.
And I was looking
through the
it.
catalog.
I was trying to find one. My first one is
Okay.
a Andrew Reynolds Birdhouse.
Oh shit.
The Reaper.
That's pre Baker 2G.
Reaper 3. Yeah.
Damn.
It's like the one where it's like the Reaper holding Jeremy Klein's bloody severed head. That was
shit.
my first board.
That's a cool first board.
I'm pretty hyped that that's my first one.
Damn.
And then I had Fury trucks.
I remember Fury. They were kind of like, I feel like, I don't know if I remember this right, but I remember them feeling heavier than other trucks.
They were like, kind of felt like grind. They were like it felt like a different material kind of.
Yeah.
Like they were like, I don't know, like matte.
Yeah. They were kind of like the steel was like more gray. It wasn't
Yeah.
as shiny.
Yeah, I don't know what it was like, but that was Tony Hawk's truck sponsor at the time. He was like the Fury guy, so that's why I got them. And I don't remember the wheels I got. But
I don't think I've ever had Fury, but I did. I loved Grind King, and then I loved Thunders, but Thunders were like the worst trucks I've ever had. But I just liked them because like Herman on the base plate, like they like pro trucks, like it was cool.
I've never
liked
skated
them.
Thunders. Really,
Yeah.
I've heard good things.
Yeah,
I'm definitely I skated Crux a lot when I was
I
younger.
remember you saying that. Yeah,
And then I rode for Crux for a long time.
yeah,
And then I would always be Crux or Indy.
mm-hmm.
And I rode for Crux and Indy already.
yeah.
Now I'm an ace guy.
What
But I
was
just-
that company that Grind King owned? Was it like Reaper? Was one like the finger?
Oh, the Creeper? There's
Cre-
Creeper.
yeah.
And then they had monster trucks. You remember monster trucks?
I don't
Jamie Thomas owned that, I think.
really.
But they look like a monster. Like
That's kind of
it's
sick.
pretty.
I want to build a hectic setup. I want like creeper trucks
Dude.
with like the bearing rims.
Dude,
The
the
cover.
rims,
I want the
dude.
rims
Dude.
with the hubba wheels.
Throw those trucks on there. The Grind Kings.
Yeah. With star bolts from Grind King.
Or do the randoms. Remember those?
Oh yeah,
the
for sure.
hammering?
Yeah. Oh, I do remember
Those
those.
are
Ah. And then do like some crazy ripped up grip tape or some weird grip tape art.
Yeah, you could get some.
Just grind down
Dude,
some
the
deco
the
markers.
wackiest board ever.
Yeah. Damn, that'd be crazy.
I like it. I like this vision.
I know. All right, I have a real question.
Mm.
So now I know about the mall grab. And I think the mall grab is bad because if you're too short, your shit's dragging on the ground and it looks silly. I get it. But when I held my board, I'd hold grip to my hip and my shit was always thrashed. Did you have a way around that? Any cheat codes?
I kind of accepted that.
Do you just kind of hold your board away from your hip?
I've thought about that a lot.
Yeah.
And I'll flip it around.
Because I don't see a lot of skaters with ripped up hips.
I
You got the
choose
hips?
to do the grip in.
Oh.
It's just more comfortable. I've a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah, like it leans against your body.
it works better. It's like weirdly awkward when you have
Mhm.
the trucks towards you, it like flops in a weird way.
Yeah, exactly. Like it falls. It wants to fall down
because the weight's on that side.
Yeah. Would you say? Do you think your hips aren't thrashed because you're just not in school anymore? You're riding the skateboard more than you're carrying it.
That could definitely be a factor. My hips.
Let me see your hips. Let's see if these hips lie.
These pants are pretty crispy, dude. I don't but
I don't know.
I think here wait.
We got a fucking mall grabber.
There, look.
Oh shit. Okay, there it is. All right.
We do have proof.
Ryan's hips don't lie. Pull that mic a little closer to your face. Get a little. There we go. Damn. I thought I was gonna fucking catch you.
I got it, dude. I got some. I ain't no poser.
I know you got the fire socks and the fucking ripped hips.
Dude, these are Hot Wheel socks. Dude.
You're really in it. I love it.
I'm on fire.
Yeah, for real.
Literally.
Sick.
It's hot.
So first board, you had the Reynolds Birdhouse board. Very rare. That's a deep cut right there.
Wish I still had that thing. Yeah.
So it's obviously every kid's dream to be like a pro skateboarder one day. It's like one day. That's like that was my dream for sure. Like, did it seem like that was like on the table? Like, how young when you started getting flowed and things started showing like some promise?
So like I got into skating when I was like around 10.
Mm-hmm.
And like I got obsessed right away.
Yeah.
Like we do.
Yeah.
My grandpa was an Olympic diving and swimming coach.
Oh wow.
Back in the 70s and 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And when he saw like my obsession, he kind of like helped aim me in a direction to where it would be like a positive influence for me. Like, so like, and he started bringing me to like contests and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I never really resonated with contests, but he just showed me how to like connect and direct myself.
Because contests are what he knew. So
yeah. So like, that's what he was definitely just using the framework that he had.
Right.
But he kind of like helped me, and like with Tony Hawk Pro Skater coming out and then him learning about that.
It's obviously like, this is legit. This is not like, just some toy. Whoa.
Yeah. He saw something to nurture, and I could like, and he helped me motivate me that I could do something with it. 'Cause he's seen his friends do that.
Wow. Yeah.
With diving. So it's possible and tangible to him. I feel like a lot of people, when they think of your kid getting into skating, especially back then, you're like, oh, you're going to be a pro skater. It was just like not as much of like a goal as now. But I made a choice when I was 16. There was no question at all. I was going to be a pro skateboarder. I would only talk about it like that. And I was not going to stop until I became a pro skater. I was very militant about it, but like it was about 15, 16. I like filming every single second I got. And then when I graduated from high school, I hitchhiked away to Arizona, and I'm spacing out right now.
All right, I know you're curious. I see that head tilt over there. You're wondering what I'm up to. Look at this board. Look at this beaut. Look at that. This is not a paid-for ad. This is just a good old me putting you on, telling you what you ride. If you don't skate, it's not too late. Head over to welcomeskateboards.com and consider buying REYES Pro Model. This is the Rebirth, 9-inch wide board, 14.5 wheelbase. Really nice, like kind of like eggy, kind of wide shape. And I love this concave. You can get your big toe right up in there, and oof, let me tell you, it feels so right. This thing's still in the cellophane, but I'm setting it up tonight. Head over to welcomeskateboards.com or your local skate shop and push this thing down the street. Let's get back to the podcast, shall we?
It's all right. But I decided to be a pro skater and then hitchhiked to Arizona, and just kind of like
no sponsors yet.
No, for some reason, skating didn't really work out with me in California. Like in California, I never really made the connect. I like knew everyone, but it just.
Ooh, I know where this is going. This makes sense to me. Keep going. Arizona.
But I went to Arizona, and I made friends with some people that shot for Thrasher and the Skateboard Mag, and I just really was sure that I was going to be a pro skater, and just like had lucky enough to have friends stay on their couches during the like coming up stage.
Right.
But I was like gonna be homeless. I was not gonna take no for an answer. I was gonna make it work, and thank God it worked out.
Yeah.
But it was a fun ride.
So who is first sponsor?
First sponsor, let's see. Like I was on Black Label Flow out here, but it was just like because I was the homie.
Yeah.
They didn't want to like do anything with me. But when I got to Arizona, it took a couple of years, but I got on iPath.
Oh shit!
And iPath is what turned me am initially.
I heard they might be coming back.
There's some rumblings. I see some things online.
I think that's just a trend right now. I think everything's like nostalgic enough to where there's not a demand, but there's like a nostalgia where people can plot on that and come back around. Because brands only have like a certain lifespan. Like I feel like there's a decade lifespan. There's certain brands, like obviously Bones and Pat, like there's certain companies that just like that are always going to be it. But I feel like a lot of skate brands are like, they're kind of like a resemblance of a period in time.
I think that like,
unless you know how to pivot.
No, that's accurate. But I feel like the retro thing is kind of in now. So like brands like that can kind of, I feel like there's like a thing. There's like a market for like bringing the brand back.
The D3s.
It's not necessarily going to be the brand again, but like you could sell some stuff, you
could put that logo on something and like people are like, oh, I remember that logo.
If you make those like weird cats, like you remember the iPass with like the boots? That was the most popular one. But
really?
There's definitely going to be like, you could sell those. People would be into it and be hyped that it's back. But I feel like a lot of people, when they do that, they're just like people that buy the name. Yeah. And then they do it the wrong way. You know what I mean?
Well, like Vision Streetwear in Macy's.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
That could be so cool.
It could have been, yeah.
It's not. It's like, fuck, it could be so cool.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah. I saw Airwalk and Vision Streetwear in Macy's, and I'm like, damn, that could be so tight.
Dude.
But it's not.
Times are changing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's before my time. Time's been a changing. I'm just a skate nerd.
Time, yeah.
But like, I think that Vision Streetwear like logo is still iconic.
Vision's cool. I got asked to ride for Vision when I was like really little.
Oh shit.
They were like, it's like 2002 or something. I went to some event, but they were like, I think they only sponsored Dwayne Peters at the time.
I can see that.
He was
trying to ride off that like punk thing still.
Yeah, and then Ali Bilala had the like Creeper Osiris shoe. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do remember that.
So like that, I feel like somehow upped Vision sales too, because it still had like the same, like just like punk shoes were kind of like a cool thing for a second.
I just bought on eBay. I just bought a pair of dog piles.
Ooh,
yeah,
dude. My friend skates in like Doc Creepers.
Oh shit.
But he skates in like leather shoes. He's sponsored by Docs and like does like legit crazy shit, like laser flips down 10 stairs in Doc Martens.
Is he riding like shaped boards and stuff, or
he rides the biggest ones you can skate?
See, I knew it.
And he skates the Docs with like the heels, but he has like, he just posted in a story the other day like the full Creeper remake, like Doc Creeper. I'm like, damn, you're gonna skate in those?
Yeah,
it's crazy. It's impressive. I know the
packed
gap.
in dirt. Yeah. I can't remember who did what there, but I've seen it. It's been there. It's been around. But I had a friend who like ollied it in a pair of like Doc Martens.
Dude, that thing's big. It's a big gap. I know exactly what you're talking about. There's a double set before it.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, the exact one. Yeah, it was kind of hard skating up there because I lived down Wood Road by Calico, and it was all like new houses and just like no sidewalk, and kind of, it was technically Mid Valley, Paris kind of. So I'd have to like walk or like push every second to skate down like the rough asphalt to get to Wood Road. Yeah. Because then there was like spots over there, like there's like just parking lot spots, little gaps over red curbs and shit like that, you know, like.
That's what, dude. My best friend lived, I forgot what the exit was. Do you know those big brick banks in Riverside? They're like really cobblestone bricky banks, but they're like in a neighborhood. Frick, it's
so specific. I don't know.
I'm trying to remember they're like just like if you knew what I was talking about, that you would
Okay.
you could recognize it. But frick, I can't remember any of the cool.
I do remember when I would leave that area, we would go like sometimes a back way, go down like Calico to I think El Sobrante, and that would go to La Sierra, and you come down, and there was some random like drainage area with just big cement like things, and I remember people would skate those. Like I seen some people like just crusty weird ditch spot, you know, like.
I'm not too versed in Riverside.
Yeah.
I had my best friend that lived in that like around MLK.
Yeah.
But I wonder if we ran into each other out there too, dude.
Dude, super
so
weird.
many weird.
So you end up in Tucson, no?
Tempe.
Tempe, okay.
Which is like right outside of
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
That's where I.
So you're crashing on couches, and you start meeting people from Skateboard Mag, and then you get on iPath out of all companies. How long were you with iPath for?
Maybe like 2 or 3 years. I don't know.
That's
but
a long
like
run.
they started bringing me on trips. Like I'd never been on trips before I got sponsored by them. But I was such a little hobo. I was just like, you don't have to buy me food. You don't have to buy me a bed. I will sleep anywhere you want me, and just bring me on the trip.
Right.
My first trip ever, they brought me on this 30-day long trip, but they only wanted me for half of it. But then at the half, they let me stay the rest because I didn't cost any money to have around. And they liked me.
Where'd you guys go?
It was all the whole East Coast.
Oh shit!
It was pretty exciting first trip. But that's how I got in there. I just like became I was just like not a problem.
You're just easy.
Not
like,
a problem.
I'll be
Didn't
quiet.
cost very
I'll be
much.
here.
I'll
Yeah.
skate as hard as possible, and that got me in there. That's how I did it.
Yeah. So what happened from there?
Okay. I got on iPath, and then that's when my homie Sean Hale was on a company called Vox.
I remember that.
And he was on a trip with Darren Neverett. And Darren, at the time, was like looking for someone new for Creature. And I think the story is that he asked my friend Sean, he said, do you know anyone that skates like you but doesn't look like you? And Sean was nice enough to recommend me.
Yeah.
And then they made like a little Texas trip for me to meet the people on Creature, which was really cool also because the Spits had this like a couple of the same stops as us. So I got to go on like 3 stops of a Spits tour.
Oh shit.
On my Creature tryout trip, and then they asked me to be on the team at a Spits show, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. Yeah, that's why I was like, I never really understood that connection because I knew you were from down here, but then when I first found out about you, you were up there. So I was very surprised to find out that you were from my neck of the woods. I just considered you a Pacific Northwest person.
Yeah, I could see that. A lot of people don't know where I'm from.
Yeah.
They'll think I'm from Arizona or just
Right.
no one guesses Southern California.
I have that problem with the YouTube stuff a lot because like videos of me guest spotting different places. So they might see that video and assume that that's where I work. Why wouldn't they? And they just assume that that's where I'm from. Or because the background changes where I'm at, then I kind of am from nowhere, you know?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I got the same problem, man.
Right.
Just wiggling around this world.
So did you live up in Oregon for a while?
No.
Really?
Just traveling a lot. Well,
What?
For a lot, like 4 or 5 years of my life in the 20s, I was gone 10 months of the year, just
Right.
circulating, like just on the 10,
Just
or
everywhere.
just like in a
Yeah.
van, just around America somewhere. So that happens to me a lot. A lot of people just think,
Yeah,
because I have a
trip
lot of
out.
clips from somewhere or something. But at that time, the early time, I had a lot of Pacific Northwest
Right.
trips happening, a lot of footage coming out. I could see that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Trip out. So like, yeah, you had a lot of stuff come out. You had a couple parts on Creature, no?
Yeah, I had 2 or 3 Creature parts, I think.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
So they're staying busy.
Oof. Filming parts, it's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
I realized during the pandemic when everything chilled out, I was like, okay, and I quit Creature, and I was just like, all right, let's have a moment. And I realized I had been filming parts since 2004, like since I told you, like when I decided that I was going to be a pro skater, I just had not stopped at all. And I was like, I felt like this, like the smoke is clearing, and I was like, oh, I don't even know who I am kind of at this point.
I was gonna say, it's like your whole identity. Like, what do you? If you're not filming, what do you do?
Yeah, it's been I just started filming again. That's who I am. I don't like
the weird time was the not filming time. Yeah.
Well, I was in a band at that time, so I was like playing shows too. So I was getting stuff from that, like just self-worth stuff.
Yeah.
But definitely, if I'm not skating, I feel like a dummy.
Yeah.
If I'm not like doing something that it's not necessarily about like anyone seeing it or anything, but like if I'm not like, it's like something that I feel so comfortable doing, and it just makes me feel it's like meditative, but also it's rewarding. It's just a nice little healthy thing in my day. And if I don't have that, it definitely affects me.
Yeah, it's such an important outlet. Like you can work hard at something and achieve that thing same day, and get like a gratification that you don't get like anywhere else.
It teaches you that.
Yeah.
I've been teaching a lot of kids how to skate lately, doing a lot of lessons, and something that is really important that they need to learn is like how they have the power to manifest things, how to, you can learn you can make this happen. Like you are the one that's going to make this happen. If you fall, or mess up, that's not the end of it. You can keep going. I feel like skating is one of the few things that like, it's not like you're taught that, you teach yourself, it like emerges out of you rather than like you learning from someone. You're just in your driveway, just like fiddling around with this stick, trying to not get hurt and land something. And then I think that instills like just like an awesome baseline
for anything
in a person. Like any cool person I meet that's like a lawyer or something now, I'm like, you used to skate, huh? And they're like, yeah. Like that's why you could like roll with the punches. I feel like it really teaches you how to like. I
feel like the analogy of that I always think about, it's like, it's just repetition. Like I was saying this the other day, I say this all the time, but it's like, I think the only difference between someone that is a skateboarder and not a skateboarder is that the skateboarder just kind of kept doing it. Because the non-skateboarder will say, oh, I rode a skateboard once. Oh, you'll never guess what happened. I bet I know exactly what happened. You hit a rock, you fell, whatever, or you couldn't ollie or whatever. Like, they stopped. It was hard, or they got hurt, or they fell. They don't want to fall anymore. Like, because they're smart. And like, why would you continue to do something and get hurt? It's dumb, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, but the skateboarder had it just as hard. They just stayed with it, more persistent with it, and worked a little harder at it. And if you work hard enough and you stick enough with it for enough time, then you'll get better at it.
There has to be something like borderline masochistic in you to like even be inclined to be a skater. And something I've noticed that's like inherently, like it's just always a part of us. Every skateboarder I meet has some sort of has something fueling them to like.
Yeah, like why you keep doing it?
There's something in them that's making them like that gives them something positive. It's worth, the negatives that are happening or like the pain and stuff. That gives them something, and it's like I've been saying a lot the past couple of years that like as I've been learning about meditation is just like I feel like everyone has this natural craving to meditate, whether they know it or not, and either it's gonna come out. Whether you're like when you're driving or when you're like working or drawing, like everyone needs that. And skateboarding is just something that can bring that to you, but it's like it's like a Trojan horse where you don't even know you're doing that, and then you get that wisdom, and it like just makes your day easier. But you just think you're just doing something fun rather than just some like taking 10 minutes out of your time to like do a practice or something. But it is a practice. It's like
the tries are like the mantra over and over and over.
Yeah, it's like Tai Chi or something, like that's a mind body meditation where you're moving, but skateboarding is one of those. I think it fits into there, and it's like that mixed with a little dash of adrenaline. It's a real special thing.
I never heard that put like that. I've never considered that. I guess that's a trip. That's interesting. That's a whole different perspective I've never had before. Thank you.
Love you.
Yeah,
no problem.
Yeah, it's interesting.
I appreciate you appreciating me.
Did you always feel that way about it, or were you able to articulate that like now? Like when you're young, you're not thinking about skateboarding like that.
No, like so when I was younger, there was like a lot of like, I had a lot of like me time in hindsight. Like just like my parents were like always doing stuff, and I would just like, I figured out how to just like make time melt away. I remember just like sitting and like kind of like in hindsight, I was definitely like meditating in some sort of sense. But there was something that like connected in that I'd already found.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I knew what the meditation was. It's just kind of like a flow state you can get into when you're a kid, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I just like, I don't know, I craved that. Like I'd always loved to draw. I always loved to do things. But then skateboarding was just the one that like, God, it's like latched into me.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really, until I learned about meditation in my 20s, my late 20s, just like, I've been learning about that stuff for like 8 years now or something. And the more I learn about it, the more I'm just like, oh, shit, you're just describing skating.
Wow.
Like it is a meditation. It is fully there. And like, it helps a lot of people in that way. You know, like even the grumpiest homies that would never meditate, they need it and they get it through skating. You know what I mean? So I think it's a very secret little powerful thing that keeps people together more so than we actually give it credit.
Yeah, like I feel like that way about like skateboarding and music. Like, you know, if that kid doesn't have like some lyrics to scream along to or a stage to jump off of or get to push his friend without repercussions, or then where are you gonna lash out at? Or if you don't have a skateboard, you know, I feel like it's so important.
Dude, I don't know where I'd be without
Yeah.
I would have gone crazy. I mean, music was there too.
Yeah.
Drawing was my thing before.
But music and skateboarding are kind of like, I don't know, for me they are the exact same thing, because you think about, there's some skateboarders that only like music from skate parts.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
so I feel like, I mean, whenever I was skateboarding, music was always right there. I always had some headphone tucked in my t-shirt, hanging out my collar. Like it was always a part of it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's how I got into music, really. I mean,
so many people got into punk because of Tony Hawk.
Dude, yeah. Straight up. Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
I like my stepdad and my mom were like metalheads, like 80s hair metalheads. They like,
sick.
Or like they just like, I went to a Poison concert while I was in my mom's belly.
Damn.
Fun fact about me.
That's cool.
But so like I knew a lot about that. When I was younger, it was like a party trick. They'd be like, Ryan, what song is this? And I'd be like, Motley Crue. That was so I had like I appreciated music on like a different level than just like pop music.
96.7 KCal.
Yeah, like when I was younger, so I had dude.
X1039.
Dude, I'm trying to think of another one.
Those are the two. I named them both.
But I think it was Baker 2G.
Mm-hmm.
Just like changed everything.
That's a bad influence.
Changed my whole. Well, my parents partied, so and I grew up around that, and I was like, oh, this is my vibe, dude. And
For
then
sure.
like that's the first time I heard the Locust.
Yeah.
Is in that video, and then like, and the Howlin' at the Moon, dude, is in there. That changed my life.
Yeah.
Now I bought this shirt.
Yeah.
You know, trickle down effect, but
I feel like my skate videos that really stuck with me were like it was kind of, they don't really mix, but Baker 3 and Almost Round 3, those I'd watch those both every day.
Almost Round 3's soundtrack is pretty sick.
Really good.
Yeah.
Really good. And like, man, like that team was fucking crazy. Like Ryan Sheckler at the beginning, Chris Haslam, Day One Song, like obviously Rodney Mullen, like, oh my God.
That video was amazing.
Cooper Wilt, like, nuts. I love that video and the soundtrack.
Lutzka, dude.
Yeah, Greg Lutzka. Yeah.
Everyone forgets about that. Yeah.
Damn. I'm gonna level with you. He wore baggy pants, and when I was like that young, I'm like, he's not that cool.
I know. It used to be more of a thing.
It mattered to me.
You have.
I mean, I get it now. But then I was like, I don't know, you know. But like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's like, yeah, you kind of, the fashion is a part of it too.
Dude, I would only identify with tight pants skaters back in the day. I like my rocker guys. My friends had the hip hop rap homies.
Yeah. I feel like now I've been changing though. Like I love watching like Stevie Williams skate that same ledge all the time, or like I've been really hyped on Antoine Dixon right now. Like everything looks like it's in slow motion. I feel like he's so fucking coming back right now. I've been like really into like the hip hop dudes more now.
I can see that. You know, I definitely, I love manual skating now.
Like,
like it's just I love all the.
I think it's coming back in a way where it's like, and maybe it's just because it's low impact, but you see like Reynolds had a bunch of manual stuff coming out. A lot of people are like doing more manual stuff.
It's hard as hell, dude.
Yeah.
I like to watch things that like I can't do, you know?
I feel like the manual stuff is kind of unfair because it's like the skateboarders skateboard trick. Like it's not the backflip that your parents are gonna think is cool.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not as like flashy.
Yeah,
But it's like the hardest thing you can do. Yeah.
Right.
To like balance on the little.
Yeah.
Do the one wheel manias like Andy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anderson.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been a big fan of him for the last couple of years. He's just kind of unapologetically him and like wears a helmet, and that's sick. I don't wear a helmet, but I think it's sick that he does.
I love that about skating now, is that it's not like just one avenue. Like you don't have to just play by the rules to get into Thrasher or the skateboard mag. Like you don't have to just get in these magazines, and that's how you're not a character unless you're like steady in these magazines or in a video. Now you can just make a YouTube channel, or like you have your Instagram, and you can connect yourself to other skaters that are into you. There's not just that kind of skater, just Thrasher skaters or just people that like one certain thing. Like there's so many damn people out there. And
I feel like everyone likes everything. There's no like vert button anymore. Like, the street skaters will watch the dudes do vert, and the dudes that do vert will watch the dudes skate street. And then you see dudes that 4 years ago wouldn't be doing this, doing slappies right now and pressure flips. And it's like, it's okay. Like it's all on the table.
It's nice. Yeah. Everyone's getting a little bit less insecure about like whether or not they're gnarly enough or not.
Right.
And everyone's getting more accepted rather than like
that was a big
like
change.
The cool kids at the cool table is how skating was for a long time. And now you're able to be like Braille and have more money than everyone and tell everyone to suck it. It's pretty sick. Yeah.
There's no like Evel Knievel era right now. It's no like no one, not that anyone cares, but like, I mean, yeah, like David Gonzalez and Jaws and this big stuff it's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to do that to like impress people anymore.
And I'm noticing that there's like the younger skaters, there's like they're against it. Like it's like toxic mentality. Like you want to be better than everyone. You're not just expressing yourself. Like people will see that best skateboarding. Like I grown up knowing like that's just how it's been. You've always put out your best skateboarding or try to be the gnarliest to be the big to be the skater, that's been just the formula. But now that's like kids are like, you want to be gnarly. They're like kind of against it. It's an interesting.
Well, there was like a weird, I think when we were
switch.
coming up, there was almost like a weird lapse in style where it was just bigger.
It was going so
and
big.
It was with everything. It was like with the motorcycles, like was a backflip, double backflip, X Games, extreme. Yeah. Everything was just extreme.
Oh, extreme was big for a second.
Yeah, everything's mellowed out more. I think how people are kind of, when you listen to someone says, what kind of music you listen to? I listen to everything. And it's like, and everyone kind of really does. And so I think that kind of translates to skateboarding too. If skateboarding's for everyone, then everyone's going to do it. Then everyone's going to find their place in it. And so now, like you said, it doesn't have to be you fit this mold or that mold, either hip hop or hesh. Now you can, now it's like, I love that old dudes can still have a pro model up just because you respect their name. You know what I mean? Like it's totally okay. And then you can see a kid push down the street and be just as entertained by a little kid pushing down the street as someone like doing a kickflip or like, because it's relatable. I think that's the cool thing about skateboarding is that everyone knows what it feels like to fall. Everyone knows what it feels like to push down a street. Everyone knows what it feels like to achieve that trick. So whether it is like awing up a curb or awing up a fucking six there or whatever, it's still that same relatable feeling where you see that kid trying to think over and over again. You're going to clap just as hard as if he was pro.
So I've always said, like, if you're good at football, you don't want to hang out with someone that sucks at football. You don't want to like play football with them. Or if you're like good at soccer or baseball, something that takes like, you don't want to like play with the people that suck because it's going to slow down your game. You're not going to have as much fun. But skating, it's kind of like you're just doing your own thing at the skate park, but it's sick. You want to go skating with people that are like at any level. You can be as shitty as possible, like you knew, or you can be as good as a 15.
It don't affect
like,
your game. You're all in it together.
Like everyone's on the same playing field. You dropping on that bank's just as fun as me kickflipping this 10 stair or something,
That's true. Like that kid's spectrum. Not gonna like, he's not gonna make you lose, like, cause it's not gonna rub off on you.
Yeah, it's not like a competition at all.
Do you know anyone that has superstitions, like when skating, if someone's trying something around them, it fucks them up or fucks their head? Any weird like ticks in skateboarding?
I mean, there's a lot of sensitive skaters out there.
Yeah.
that I don't want to put on blast, but they'll
Right.
get mad if you're around.
Really?
Or if you're like making noises or like when some people are focused, they like really want to.
Yeah.
Or
They're
like,
just being super professional about their profession.
Sometimes it's silly. You know, I've seen these people getting mad at street spots, and you get
Mm-hmm.
mad at pedestrians like walking by. You're like, dude, you are being the obnoxious person. You need to chill out.
Right.
Like, you got to grow the hell up.
That's a part of it.
But I try to not hang out with the stinky like nitpicky skaters. But that's a thing for sure.
Yeah.
But skating is kind of like you fall into where you fall. I feel like everyone like hangs out with the people they hang out with. Like I don't really hang out with people like that just naturally, just because we don't vibe and we ended up.
You
not
find your
hanging
people
out.
regardless. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there is definitely like a whole population of people like that. I don't know them very well though.
So, you had this like weird in between, from Creature to making music to Meet and Me, and then you get welcomed onto Welcome. How did that come about?
Okay, let's so like I quit. The Creature and I were just like not on the same wavelength anymore, so that was just like it really made sense for that to end. And I don't have the thing in me. I'm like very content and happy with what I've done on my skateboard and like what I've put out and who I am as a person. And so like there's like not this fire in me to like show people what I've done or like to be something great. Like that's what I had. That's what made me want to be a pro skater in the first place, was to like it was for me, but it also was like it was like fun and like fulfilling to share with everyone and like see people be hyped on it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But like I just don't have that anymore. I don't have the craving to even want to like it's just I had to like reassociate why I was doing it. So like when I quit Creature, I just like no filming for like a little bit, and I just was just skating for me, and it like helped me just kind of connect with it again. And like I feel like I started to skate better than I have ever skated after I quit Creature. And then I was just posting this stuff on Instagram, and then that's when Jason, he's who owns Welcome, gave me a call and asked me if I'd like to try some boards out. And I didn't think that he would want me to ride for them, like actually on the team or not, just because it had been a couple years and just kind of doing my thing. But they all, everyone at the company I've known forever, and they wanted to bring me on board. We had talked about me riding for Welcome like in 2005 or like 6 or something.
Shit.
Like right when he started it.
Mm-hmm.
Jason went to a skate shop and like asked about me, but I was on label already, so it just didn't work out. But we've been kind of like friends since then, so it's kind of cool for it to come full circle and finally work out and get on there. And I don't know. Now I get to just skate with my friends, and it's different than skating for Creature, because Creature's like one of the top. It's like the top selling board company in the world. It's like one of the top 3s.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fluctuating, but there's a lot of pressure with that. Like, and it's more of a brand. And it's more of like, I appreciate everything Creature did for me, but it's not like Welcome is such like
more welcoming.
Yeah, exactly. Like I just fucking. Like, I feel like I'm hanging out with my friends. I feel like we're working on, like, whenever we talk about stuff or work on stuff, it's just very authentic. All the art they do is everyone hanging out and, like, bumping ideas, and, like, the collaborations they do is, like, just because, like, it is authentically coming from the brand. It's, like, a very... I've never been a part of something that I'm just so proud to be a part of, and that is so genuinely what it is. Mm. So it's just like fits into where I'm at, because I'm just not trying to be like a flashy pro skater. I'm just trying to do my thing, and it's cool to ride for something that appreciates that rather than like is demanding things and stuff.
Yeah, I'd say it's cool they take you for what you are, let you do your thing, and it seems nice that it's more of local to you. It's not something you have to travel to.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
It seems like a better fit.
For sure, yeah. Because on Creature, I was always, every project I did or everything I put out was to continue to be good enough to be sponsored at that level, or like, so like not having that pressure is just like
It's cool that you can be pro and it doesn't feel like a profession. Like it feels like you don't have to. It's not like you're able to do both.
It's nice. I'm happy to have got to a place where I can kind of do that.
Yeah.
Skating's weird.
What about what else are you on right now? Who else are you repping?
I got Opus shoes. It's like a new shoe brand.
Okay.
They make these high tops I like. I've been skating these for like a year.
Oh shit. Show them up. Yeah. That looks real nice.
I was skating like Converse or like Vans.
Yeah, those look like a thicker, like skatable Converse.
Yeah. It's pretty much
I like
exactly
a little toe cap on there too. It looks nice.
I was just skating a variety of whatever, like this kind of shape of shoe, different like high top, just plain black. And I was like, oh,
it looks classy.
You guys make a nice classy version of that. And
it's
I
not
like
too
it a
like
lot.
flashy. It's not like logo-y. It looks nice.
They have cool, like simple modest shoes. I like it.
I like that. I don't like a lot of logo heavy stuff. I feel like it's kind of a cheap marketing thing. And I think you could say a lot with saying a little. I think it goes a long way.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm also on Bones. I can't forget Bones.
Yeah, you've been on Bones for a long time.
That is actually the first sponsor I had before I went to Arizona.
How'd that happen?
I was going skating with my friend David Loy. He was going filming with someone that happened to be the team manager of Bones, who's still the team manager of Bones, but
wow,
he's one of my best, longest friends now.
Yeah.
But we were at this LA River. It was like an LA River gap where they like DIY'd, poured like a launch ramp before the water gap. I don't know if it's like an old. What did Greg Lutz? Greg Lutz got a kickflip front 3'd it.
Yeah.
It was that day actually.
Oh,
I was there, but he dared me to hang up, like gap and hang up on the edge and then come up, and I did it for a pair of wheels, and then he hit me up like a month later, and then I got on.
Damn.
That was like freaking 2005. 2006 or something. I've been on for so long.
Damn, they seem like obviously a legacy company, but they've been like, that's an awesome relationship that long. I've been loyal.
Oh yeah, my family.
That's a lot. That's a big deal.
I
as a pro, like, I mean, how was that in your period where you didn't want to film as much? Were they pressuring you, or are they just still kind of down for you?
They've always been supportive. They gave me a pro wheel during that period when I wasn't even on anything. But they've always supported me, and I very much appreciate it and love them. Love
That's
you,
beautiful.
Rob. Love you, Jared. Jared's my guy.
When's the new part dropping?
Hopefully this year. I gotta.
You need to get that song.
Well, I gotta. Dude,
you need to get that song.
It would be pretty sick.
That song is fucking perfect.
It would be pretty epic. I think it's possible. I feel like.
Dude.
I wonder how expensive it would be.
I don't think that much.
We'll see.
It's Canada. We're good for it.
Okay. Noted. Noted. I have a couple of things planned for this year.
Couple of Alberta bucks, dude. No big deal.
Some Alberta bucks. That's a thing. They got their own money.
Yeah.
But yeah, no specific. I want to get a part out by summer is kind of my goal.
That seems like a good timeline.
But I have some other things I got to film for, so it might be pushed back a little bit. But I want to make this is kind of like I just have been skating better than or more comfortable than I ever have. And
you seem like that's what I love about watching you skate, especially like the little park stuff you post all the time. Is that you're just like, I feel like your board feels like an extension of you. Like you could just hop on, like you can jump on your board any direction and just roll that direction, and you can roll up a fucking wall somehow, and it's just like. It's so cool. Like, I feel like you skate that one spot, that like wall ride transition quarter pipe that people probably just sit on, and you skate that like a quarter pipe all the time.
Kind of which one? The one at the skate park?
Yeah.
I got tattooed right here. I tattooed it myself.
That's the one. Yeah. I feel like that's not like, that's almost architecturally like, oh, fucking skateboard didn't build this. Like, why is this here? It's there for you.
Yeah, I feel like that particular object, like that thing, it's like at Costa Mesa Park.
Yeah.
That like kind of shaped a lot of my skating. Like just like,
yeah.
Because that thing is like kind of off of the side where like not a lot of people go fuck with it.
Yeah, we got one of those at Hunt Park kind of.
Oh, I love that one, yeah.
I bet you do.
I do love that one.
I feel like I couldn't even, like I tried to kind of like wall ride I can like, you know, kind of hop off my board and let my board kind of blop, blop, up onto it. But I don't know what to do once I'm up there. I can't get around.
It's kind of like lying to yourself. Like how I describe skating stuff like that is like you just forget about this steep part. Just pretend like you're going to get to that top in the perfect foot placement and everything's going to go well.
Is it kind of like, I feel like when I think of like wall rides and maybe not so much slappies, but I think of wall rides, I think of them as the ultimate hopping over a crack on the sidewalk. Like you lift up your front truck and you like little hop, little weightless, and you kind of able to ping pong over that like crack. It's like that, but big. Yeah.
I could see that. How I think about wall rides is like, I literally think about it like a steep quarter pipe.
Damn.
And I'm just kick turning and it's just really steep.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it.
That one around the corner.
Which one?
You just posted it.
I don't remember.
Fucking, I'll pull it up and then I'll put it on the screen. Oh, I went and lost my phone again. Oh, here we go.
I got a phone.
Yeah. You know which one.
Good.
I think you had a ramp
I know
up
what you're talking
to
about. Yeah. Around the corner.
Yeah, and you go
the
like
2 ramps. Yeah.
Yes.
That one is fun. Yeah. I want to mess with that more.
It's a big deal. What's a big deal?
I've seen Jason Adams do it back in the day.
Sick.
But yeah, I don't know. I like to. I don't like skate like a skateboarder. Really. I've always.
No, you're an artist. The way you skate.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I've always said like I like the way like people describe parkour is like getting from point A to point B in the most creative way possible. And I was like, that sounds like my skating more so than skating. So I always like use that description. Point A to point B in the most creative way possible.
I love that. That's why I always loved like Chris Haslam when I watched like Almost Round 3.
Yeah.
Like just little clevery shit. Or the cheese and crackers or at the end when they had the big wheeled boards that going
that's
4x4.
I would do that at the freaking golf course.
Oh yeah, where we grew up.
That's where we grew up. That was where I would do that monster truck.
Yeah, I built a board like that at BSA. I bought the big wheels, some blank wide trucks, crazy risers with wild ass hardware, and I got a shaped coffin board.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, and I remember I used to ride that thing in the rain, and you could put any bearings in it. It didn't fucking matter because the wheel was so heavy. It just moves forever. Yeah.
Dude, I had one. I got it I had like an uncle or something buy me like on an off-road board, like from like the fair or something.
Yeah.
But those wheels, I always kept them. I always used them. And the risers, were like this.
Yeah,
big.
it's crazy, right? And you still could get wheeled by. I remember awing on it. You had to really like, it was like a fucking ward. You had to wait to slide your foot up because that tail took a long time to get to the ground.
It would barely hit. It would barely hit the ground. A lot of times it wouldn't. I feel like.
Yeah, right.
It would just be all wheel.
Right. Yeah.
Because the wheels are like this big, the tail's like this long.
Yeah.
You're like literally going
fully
vertical when you're popping.
Yeah. I used to go like all the way up a curb, and that was fucking hard.
That's gnarly.
Yeah, and the board's heavy.
Dude, those wheels were like plastic too back then.
Yeah.
They were like really heavy duty. I think we probably had the same one.
Yeah, that shit's fun. I think that's what skateboarding's supposed to be. It's supposed to be fun. And I feel like that's what's, to me, relatable. Like, I've never been a good skateboarder, but when I watch you skate, it looks fun, you know? And then also I think that's what makes skate videos so relatable too, is like even the in-between stuff, the hijink stuff, the hanging out. Like, I think that stuff's just as important because that's what kids can see themselves doing with their friends, you know?
For sure, yeah. I do like... I don't know. I like to skate things that are fun, and I am happy that looks fun to other people. I never know how it's going to look, but I appreciate that.
What do you seek out in a spot? Do you have the same thing everyone else has, where you're driving down the road, you're like, I can skate that? Or is it just go to the park by default, or what's your move?
I'm like the worst at knowing what I want to skate. I like I'm going to skate what's there. I like... When I'm filming parts, like I'll have lists and I'll like go do certain things, but that's like the hardest way for me to skate. I have to, it just kind of like emerges.
Yeah.
I can't like really force any funk. I have to just kind of do it.
Right.
Like whenever I'm at a skate park and then like find a weird wall or something.
I feel like you'd be at the skate park and you'd find like something off to the side of the skate park and go for that.
Yeah, I do like to do that.
Yeah.
So like that, I wall rode a handrail back in the day. That's one thing that a lot of people remember, but that's just someone dared me to do that.
Huh.
I had been thinking about it, and they're like, "What about this one? I dare you to do it right now."
Yeah.
And it's just happened.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of my skating is like just happen, like things just happen to work at the time, and but yeah, I'm not very contrived.
Do you have any music stuff going on right now?
No. Not at all. I was in a band with my ex, and so we are not in a band anymore.
Does that make you feel about making music in a sour way? Do you equate it to that, or is it just like, oh, that was that time period?
Yeah, no, it's just something that happened. I just like don't have any new. I write some music on my own.
Yeah.
Just some fun like punky garage stuff. But
slap a little bass.
I can slap some bass.
Really?
Well, just a little. Just a little.
That's enough for me. I'm impressed. Synthesizer, keyboard stuff.
I just mess around, but I don't have a project or anything right now.
Little keytar.
I've been playing a lot of baritone ukulele.
What the fuck? See, that's what I wanted to hear. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, it's the bottom 4 strings of a guitar. But it's really fun and simple to play. I'm not that good at music, and it's just fun to write music on and play.
What's that thing that your buddy Jaws plays with his mouth?
Oh, the jaw harp.
The jaw harp. The mouth harp.
The mouth harp. I don't know what
the Jaws harp is what should
that's
be
what
called.
I think about. I just call it the Jaws harp in my head. Yeah, that thing is sick. He found that. He was trying. He told me he was YouTubing beatboxing.
Oh.
And then he found that. He's like, oh, that's cool because you can make techno with your mouth.
Yeah.
And then that's what the rest is history.
Damn, that's sick. Did you meet him when you were out in Arizona, or how'd you meet him?
I met him at Woodward before I moved to Arizona.
Which Woodward did you? Is there a Woodward out in California? Where'd you have to go?
Yeah, there's one like 2 hours inland.
Oh shit! I always thought it was like an East Coast thing.
There's one on the East Coast. There's one in Tahoe. There's one.
It was like Pennsylvania
Colorado.
or something.
That's the first one.
That's what I remember from like the TV show
and
stuff back in the day.
There's one called Woodward West.
Oh, okay.
Tehachapi. Do you know where Tehachapi is?
Yeah.
It's next to Tehachapi.
That makes sense. There's nothing out there. There's a lot of land, so it's perfect.
Why did the chicken sit on the P?
Why?
Tehachapi. Some local jokes, baby. Local Woodward jokes.
Damn. My dad was in prison in Tehachapi. That's real.
Tell him that joke.
Yeah, that's funny.
But we would actually, like, when the campers go to bed, we would do this whole thing where we like act like people escape from the prison to like make sure the campers went to bed.
Oh.
And like bang on the windows to scare them.
That sounds fun.
It was back in early 2000s. Stuff was a little bit more Wild West back then.
For sure.
Can't be scaring kids like that now.
No, that's like classic camp stuff.
I'm just terrible.
If it wasn't the prisoners, it'd be like Boogeyman. If it wasn't Boogeyman, it'd be like the Sasquatch.
I guess
the
you're
Sasquatch
right. Yeah.
should be the...
It was fun.
That's a natural joke.
Okay, cool.
I'm with it.
I'm just a little bit more considerate now, I guess.
Gotta be. Yeah.
Oh, maturity.
So, what was I gonna say? Oh, I have a question. How old were you when you got your first tattoo?
Ooh.
What was your first tattoo and how old were you?
I made a tattoo gun out of an electric toothbrush.
Classic.
And then the smallest, most badass tattoo I could give myself was an upside down cross.
I know what time period that was. What year was it?
Probably
2000.
like six. Yeah, 6, 7.
Yeah,
I think 6. Yeah,
that was in. That was
you
in
know
at
that
the
was
time.
hot. Satan was hot at the time.
There was whole clothing brands dedicated to that.
Yeah.
I got a couple of those tattoos.
I was into it. But I got a little upside down cross right here.
Yeah.
And that was my only tattoo for like a couple years. And then I got lyrics from a Flo Rida song.
That's sick.
The song Club Can't Handle Me.
That's crazy.
I got the words celebrate because that's all I know on my leg right here.
So they're all just like fun punk rock tattoos.
It was like that for years. My grandpa had one request that I don't get tattoos.
Mm-hmm.
So I got them all on my legs.
Makes sense.
In my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
And then my wedding day,
mm-hmm.
or like, I'm divorced now, everyone. But,
yeah.
But
Married to the game
on my wedding day, I was changing in his room, and he was like, do you have tattoos? I was like, Pops, this is my wedding day. Is the one day you can't get mad at me. And I got away with it. But he actually didn't care, and I had just been worrying about it way too much. So I just started going.
Well, especially like you you hiding them is like a big consideration, showing that you care.
Yeah.
And obviously, like, the fear is like, I mean, if you didn't know about them, you're doing the tattoo thing pretty well. You don't have them like on your face and shit. So
Yeah, I tried to not make too reckless of choices with
good.
the shitty early ones.
Mm-hmm.
My ex, she got a tattoo machine, so it was like very easy to get a very bad tattoo.
Right.
I'm glad I made not terrible choices.
And if you did, put them on the legs.
We made it out pretty good. I think my first one in a shop, I blacked out in Barcelona and I got this tattoo of Santa's little helper fucking Lisa. That's my first tattoo I ever got in a shop. And then the second one I got in a shop was with you, though.
For real?
Yeah, because everything else has just
Shit.
been party tattoos. And then I think it was my grandma portrait.
I didn't know that was your. Well, that's like your first
Like going
aware, intentional, sober tattoo.
Yeah,
Actual adult to sit, not like party tat.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea at all.
You didn't know that? No.
No.
And also, I watched your YouTube videos
Yeah.
just from watching stuff on YouTube. You came up, and then I watched one of them. You ate Bakers.
Hell yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
Local, blatantly local.
I was like, dude, I know where you are.
Damn,
And then
yeah.
that's how I found you, and that's why I hit you up. I was like,
Dude,
damn.
the way you hit me up blew my fucking mind. I did like my little like crooked slappy grind on a curb, and you DM me and you're like, damn, that was sick.
Sick, yeah.
And then I looked at your page, and I'm like, holy shit, that's so sick.
That's
I was
amazing.
hyped.
I was hyped you skated. I didn't even know. The
Yeah.
connections just, that's the first, they just started there, and they've never stopped.
So nuts. Yeah, every time I see there's so many little things. I don't know what I believe in, but again, if there is like multiple dimensions, I feel like if there's a bunch of Waynes out there, then there has to be an alternate timeline where we did meet when we were in 5th grade.
There's got to be.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm going to write a book about this. Our alternate timeline. Our best friendship. Dude.
My best friend in my alternate timeline.
We're friends now, but this is our imaginary friendship.
I could be banging on the back of that wall, and the records are shaking right now, and it says Murph, Murph. And then you just see sand go about the ground, and you're like, don't worry about it, you know?
Yeah. Dude, dimension hopping.
Yeah. That's a trip.
Multiverse, dude. It's hot right now.
Talk to me about psychedelics. Psychedelics.
Dude, the psychedelics.
Yeah.
Dude, psychedelics are nuts.
Do you remember there was a little bike thing in Riverside called the Psychedelics?
I did not. That's sick.
Yeah, it was like once a month. This dude named Robert, I believe, he would get these big bike rides together, and they would be like, "Oh, we're riding from this bar to this Del Taco, and this Del Taco to this parking lot. This parking lot's gonna end over back there." And he owned this place called the Rob's Vintique, and it was a little vintage store, and it would be like 100, 150, 200 people. It was like big thing. I remember one time I went on one of the like psychedelics rides, and me and my friends were like kind of in the front of the pack, and we are going over like a bridge down Victoria that it was like some old bridge, and there was someone from the Press Enterprise that was like waiting there to take a photo of like the group going over the bridge. And me and my friends were at like the front of the pack. So we were like on the cover of the newspaper, but it was like we weren't even associated with them. It was kind of fucked up. Like we totally, it was our first ride, and we're like at the front.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's a good story though.
Should have rode faster.
Dude,
you know what I'm saying?
psychedelics, dude.
My bad being too fast.
Dude, you're too speedy.
Legs move too quick.
The speedy ones are the stars.
It's a problem.
Oh.
All right, so psychedelics.
Okay, psychedelics, those ones. Let's see.
First trip.
So like I've always like I grew up around like drug use a lot. Mm-hmm. So like I just like I didn't dive into that early on in high school. I didn't really drink. I didn't drink until I was like 21-ish. Yeah. Like just like didn't get into it just because I saw just what it did to my family and stuff.
Yeah, you only saw like bad scenarios.
So it's definitely spooky stuff for me. But I like I had always, I don't know when I heard this thing, but I learned about how your brain isn't fully developed until
like 25 or something.
25-ish for males. It's like 23 for girls.
Okay.
But I always intentionally waited to do psychedelics until around that time. And so I'd say I was probably like late 24 when I took mushrooms for the first time, but I didn't know
Were
really
you scared?
anything about them. I was definitely very intimidated.
Like, what if I'm never the same?
Yeah, that's what I was.
In a bad way, or it could be a good way, but I'm rolling the dice.
I've always been crazy, like wacky guy.
Yeah.
So I was like nervous that like I was gonna be real crazy after, and that's because of a lot of
just horror
just a lot of
stories or
just
ifs.
crappy U.S. government.
So your first trip.
So let's see. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt you.
Mushrooms, LSD,
It was mushrooms.
DMT.
I went mushrooms. I ate 4 grams of mushrooms.
Where'd you get them?
A skater friend
yeah,
that I knew for a while, and
at the skate park, or where'd you go? Was it like
No.
I'm gonna go to the mountains, or I'm gonna go to the?
I went to the top of South Mountain in Phoenix,
Oh,
and I fully intended.
that's the mountain that's geographically to the south.
Exactly. Oh, you know it. Oh, you know it. Cool.
Nope.
It's by the Australia Mountains, which where like the Phoenix lights flew over.
Oh, okay.
But we were. I was looking over the city, expecting the city to be so cool, like lighting up. It's sunset. It's about to be amazing. And then I remember I just hung out with this like little green branch the whole time. Like it was way brighter than any sort of like light or anything. That's the defining thing I remember of my first trip. But
so little things like that can kind of keep your attention in like a trip.
it will. What it kind of. I was just like more into the things that were like alive. Like you could like, at that trip was like showing me like, whoa, this freaking thing's breathing, and like that kind of moment. I don't know. But I didn't do psychedelics for a couple of years after that. But I started learning about neuroscience a lot, and just like understand myself better. And I have some like conditions from childhood, so I just learning about neuroscience, trying to just figure out how the brain works, and then that brought me to the studies that Johns Hopkins was doing, which they're doing controlled studies to where like at the time it was like investors were having them look into different ways to use mushrooms, like for depression, or just the basic first things that you look into. But that shit was like, it's the only,
like rewiring the neural pathways in your brain, right?
it's the literally the only thing that you can use to treat dissociative trauma, because like a lot of my trauma is dissociative, which is what means like when the traumatic situation happens, like your brain couldn't handle what was happening, so like it kind of embeds itself more as like a underlining emotion or feeling. And then like my trauma will come out like if I smell something or if I hear a certain noise. Oh shit. I'll like be reliving something. And so like there's not really any way that we understand how to treat that. Like talk therapy isn't like it has some benefits, but there's no long-term, there's no healing. It's more of a coping. Right. Yeah.
Learning how to deal with it, but you're coming to terms with it, but that's it. It's there.
Yeah. And so like learning about how psychedelics, you can literally reassociate yourself, like make new connections in your brain. This is not just woo-woo, like hippie talk. There's literal data. It's very real, and it's like the success rate is ridiculously high, and like the risk of danger is like literally nothing if you are aware of your set and setting. Like mushrooms coffee is worse for you than consuming mushrooms. Mushrooms are literally good for you. Then they create new nerve connections, and it's so like people are like scared of it because of the only danger is
it's the unknown. And what you do learn is like stay away. So that's all people know.
And we grew up in a world where like people like it's like a different kind of alcohol. Like, oh, there's weed, alcohol. Oh, you're gonna get drunk. It's like, it fits into this framework of just like altering yourself in this like weird party sense.
Right.
So people don't even like
consider the medicinal aspect of it.
And often I like to not call them medicines. Also, this is a big important thing that I like to, because I think the word medicine implies that you take it and it fixes you. But I like to use the word tool because you have to use it, because you can use it and re-traumatize yourself, traumatize yourself worse if you don't know how to do it correct. That's why I got obsessed with learning about it, and like because it was the only thing that you could reassociate these like traumatic connections with.
Mm-hmm.
And it's unfortunate that I'm at a time to where it's not legal, and I can't go to a therapist, and I can't actually like do this proper.
How long until? I mean, I know it's becoming decriminalized in a lot of places. Like we're making progress now.
We're getting there. MDMA is the first one in the U.S. that's going to be you're going to be able to use. I mean, ketamine is already legal to use in that aspect because you can like prescribe and use ketamine and they use it for like really traumatic injuries and stuff. But there are ketamine centers already because ketamine is like not Schedule 1.
Yeah, I hear like comedians on podcasts talk about it. Like I know it's becoming like a thing. I mean, when I was a kid, it was like a party thing, and now I don't think about it like that. Yeah,
I mean, and I don't know if I misspoke. I don't know if it's not Schedule 1 or not, but ketamine is, you can prescribe it and use it medicinally right now. But MDMA will be next, and mushrooms definitely coming up. It's hopefully in the next couple of years. It's really an interesting thing about like this legality of psychedelics is that like it's a bipartisan issue where like you wouldn't expect so many militant Republicans to be on the side of psychedelic legalization, but the fact that it like helps treat PTSD and is literally like the only thing that we can use to help our veterans is a real like has been like a turning point for a lot of that side of it. So it's like it's a lot more on the horizon than I think people think. There's a lot more minds to change, a lot more like toxic like just stories that people have heard, or just there's people are scared of the unknown, like you're saying.
Yeah.
So, and it's
I think maybe the issue now, I think it's just how to make money on it, how to tax it, how to get people in trouble for it. They're just trying to figure out the legality of how to make it. They know it can help, but they don't know how to make money on it yet.
For sure, yeah. I've been to a lecture.
Money and punishment.
They're using the lecture I went to was like using the framework of how weed was legalized, and now in like how we're going about it with psychedelics, and there was like a lot of like there was like no regulations when weed was being legalized, and so when weed got legalized, like everyone started growing it, and then there's like a mass production, like too much weed coming in, and then it was like this created a bunch of weird issues that like it just made it a lot more, it wasn't as like black and white, like this is a profitable thing you can do now. Like it just like got a little like mush potty. They're trying to be more of like, because I know like with the MDMA legalization, MAPS is the Multidisciplinary Association for Psychedelic Studies. They're the ones doing all this stuff, but they're gonna have a monopoly on the distribution of the MDMA. They're gonna be the person in charge of like giving it to doctors. They have one rock they've been using since the 80s that they're gonna use for like as we move forward. But it's the first time ever nonprofits had a monopoly on like a prescription drug.
That's crazy.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I feel like the issue is that people don't know how to, like, all right, when we, from the street side, what I hear from my friends and stuff like that is that everyone wants to be legal until it is. And the main issue is, we could tax it. But then that was the issue everyone had with it. And so then they don't want to buy it legally because they don't want to pay the tax for it. But then why is it illegal? If it's legal, then why is it illegal for you to get it from your friend? Like I can make a sandwich and then you could go buy a sandwich, but you can still buy a sandwich for that. So I think we need to figure out, like, if we are legalizing it, still needs to be, even though it's legal, it's still criminal. And that's the issue, is like figuring out how to make it legal, but while being legal, still acceptable, because they want to, they're not making it legal unless they can own all of it. And that's kind of the problem, is that maybe it's not free to own all of it. The criminal aspect is why we're on this issue to begin with. And it's the issue that we have once it becomes legalized, because we're trying to punish something that's legal. It's like, we can't have this double-sided thing,
Yes. Yeah.
It needs to be legal or not.
I something that there's just like there's no people don't know what they are. There's no culture around these substances. There's like
so then of course abuse is gonna happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's like there's a long road ahead of like.
But if more people knew about it, then they'd be able to make that decision informed for themselves, right?
Yeah, and this sounds crazy, but I think educating the youth is like one of the most important things. Like every indigenous culture that like there's indigenous cultures that don't have addiction, they don't have depression, they don't have that because they're integrated. They like have a respect for the altering of your consciousness, and it's like something they understand, and there's a culture in it. They know what it is. It's not just this like thing. You're like, I feel like in America there's just like, you're 15 now, or you're a teenager, like that's when you go and like figure it out with your friends.
It's foreign to our culture, and it's not a part of American culture, so it's like we have to learn and integrate it in, I guess.
Exactly. And it's going to take a lot of time.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're getting there, and it's just more and more, but I feel like it's going to be a little bit. I feel like that we're going to need a couple generations
that makes sense,
of people like being around while people are talking about this for us to actually have an integrated, like healthy, like relationship with it. We're going to have just like trickle down from the dare days. We're going to just have problems like from that for a while, just this don't say no garbage. The cause, it's in charge of this damn opioid epidemic. Yeah. People don't know what it is, and then they just try it once, or like I don't know. It's just education is everything, and altering your consciousness is a natural part of human existence. Every single society in like documented history, there's been a ceremony where they alter their consciousness and like kind of celebrate with each other. And the only one that hasn't done that by ingesting someone is the Inuits, where they just fast for a long time until they trip out. But it's like a natural human thing to want to alter yourself. It's kind of, I feel like it's like, cleaning your mind kind of like, and like everyone, just like meditation, it like manifests in some way, but we don't have that in our culture right now. I think we're missing a lot in our culture, and I think that is like.
Do you think there's not necessarily a lack of knowledge, but more so if everyone understands that, maybe there's a lack of control over society? Like maybe it's a control thing, like not wanting people to be like free and like.
Definitely, it's so. It's hard not to sound like.
No, that's where it goes. That's where it goes.
But it is literally like when you learn about why alcohol is legal, why tobacco is legal, is like because it mutes you. That's why there's an understanding of this, and like why
we don't want to bring you up, want to bring you down.
Yeah, Reagan knew what mushrooms, weed, they like knew what all that stuff was. They knew it wasn't negative. But they knew it causes revolutions and stuff. Like, there's a lot of information about how there's certain substances that give people power and certain that don't. And I think that's very real. But you do sound like, you'll sound like a little hippy dippy when you talk about it.
Well, let me sound like it, because I don't even use drugs. So if I sound like the hippie here, then it's better. What's your next tattoo you're going to get?
What's my next tattoo? I don't know, man. Maybe I'll get some Wayne Flash. I don't have any Wayne Flash yet.
No way.
I don't know how.
You're at that point.
Let's get some Wayne Flash on here, dude.
Damn. That's how I know you're into tattoos. Because at first, it's like little moments or meaningful things, very specific, been thinking about it for a long time thing. And then eventually it turns into like, I like that thing. Once you have enough things, you're open to just be allowed to have it. It takes a while to get there.
It's definitely, I can look back and feel myself in those different phases. I'm definitely getting to the more, it's like I like connecting with, like, we're homies now. Mm-hmm. I want your art, like I have things you've done, but you've done like I guess this one's
you. This is my drawing.
But I don't know. I just like appreciating the friend, and like it's like a connection.
You're too kind. I feel like the cool thing about tattooing too is that tattooing is very honest. Like, yeah, you can kind of try to laser shit off, and you can kind of try to like black shit out, but like you can't like cool guy anyone when you have like a good Charlotte tramp stamp.
Yeah.
But that would be cool against, I don't know. I mean,
that would come back. Yeah, that's cool right now.
I was gonna say like maybe a Godsmack son, but that shit's cool again
Coming
too.
back too, yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oof, that's real in right
Creed
now.
is real hot right now.
Creed is back, dude.
It's
Bigger
pretty
than
good
ever.
too. I like make fun of it, but I know the words.
I know. I can play it.
Can you really?
Will I play it on the piano during a party?
It's catchy.
It's a good sing along on the piano. Hit one last breath.
I feel like everyone has the ability to have that octave.
Yeah, dude. It is like
Everyone can kind of
it's
fake
in
that.
there.
Yeah.
Everyone's got it.
Yeah.
Everyone's got a little vetter in there.
Yeah, I think that was a weird era, right?
Well, yeah.
Everyone had that.
Have you seen the celebrity death match with like I don't know? It was like Eddie Vedder versus like the singer Creed or something. I can't remember.
No, versus Cher.
I forgot. No, that would be
See, that's the female.
Kind of similar. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. They got a little bit of this. Cher's the OG.
Yeah. Damn, she might be the OG.
Dude, that's mind blowing.
Little Eddie Vedder was looking at that, just like
oh, just watching that.
And then Scott Stabb was like, maybe I can take it higher.
dude, I can.
Yeah.
It's all from Cher, dude. We figured it out.
That's true. I love that. First CD you ever bought? Go.
It was Vinny Vitty Vicious. I don't know how to say it. the Hives.
Oh shit.
The Hives.
Okay.
And I bought the Vines at the same time and an Andrew WK CD.
Damn, that's cool.
The I Get Wet one with the bloody nose. I did an interview once in the Skateboard Mag where my portrait was just me with the bloody nose.
That's cool.
I recreated the album cover.
Huh.
It's a life hammer.
My first, I had like inherited CDs and stuff, stolen buzz. There's like Korn or Limp Bizkit probably or something. But I remember the first cassette I ever bought. I think I actually have it right here. Let me see. I think I have it.
This is the first one you chose to buy.
I don't got it here. I have it somewhere. Yeah, I don't have it here. I have it, but I think it's in the living room. But I should have it there. But it's the Kiss Destroyer cassette, and I got it at a truck stop.
Dude, my first albums I ever received was ABBA Greatest Hits and Kiss Destroyer.
Damn.
Not kidding.
See what I'm saying?
Crazy. There's another one.
There's another one.
That's weird.
It's happening.
Dude, that's weird.
Dude.
Dude, we're the same, dude. We're the same person.
I think
we
so.
are actually just like looking into different dimensions. We're the same person, dude.
I feel like I'm just looking into a mirror myself.
Whoa.
It's just merging. I don't know how it's happening. When you did interviews before, like, were they just like recorded and written down like for mags and stuff?
The magazines would be like phone call interviews, and they would, a lot of times they like call your friends or something to get stuff.
Oh.
But I honestly have never.
You had that Jenkum one?
That was like the last substantial.
That was more like not really an interview, more of like a piece.
I was just like in Flagstaff foraging for mushrooms, and they just hit me up. They're like, "Hey, can you film yourself doing that?" Like,
that's cool.
I was like, "Yeah, I can do a video of what I'm doing."
Yeah.
But that has more videos more views than any skating I've ever done.
And that must be one of those things too, where like people find it new every day, so it's like it's powerful.
And I don't look like that guy anymore, so people. It's not even. I'm like free from that video. That has nothing to do with me.
So you need to do more stuff. You need to have these are like you need to archive your life in these different chapters.
I'm emerging in a new chapter at the moment. This might be.
So.
This is one of the first steps.
Yeah.
After the getting sponsored again, I'm just learning how to learning what I want to share. It's more. I've been really
share.
I really enjoy my private life.
Share.
Like.
CHER.
Oh, share. I thought you were going YouTube joke. YouTube joke. We're going share joke. Throwback.
I didn't forget.
Well, frick.
There was a Cher song I loved as a kid. It was what was it? I heard it like on Disney radio.
Cher's got some hits, dude.
What's one? Go.
Life After Love?
Damn. All right. That one goes. Give it to me. Start it. Go.
Do you
believe in love after love? Yeah.
Yeah,
that's it. That's the one.
I can feel something
inside me saying, I really don't think I'm strong enough. No. Okay, that's the one.
And it is kind of like Eddie Vedder, Scott Stappy. Now that we're looking back, dude, we've uncovered something.
That's a good song.
That is a good song, dude.
All right, I got a little giveaway right now. Anyone that's made it this far in the podcast, right now in the comments below, I want you to go ahead and write, "Welcome to Unite and Win." I will go through those comments and we'll see how many there is. It might just be one. Maybe there's only one OG sitting in there with me. Maybe there's a few. Who knows? We will see who is who. But welcome to Unite and Win in the comments below. And I'm going to give out a free book. I'm going to give out a free enter at your own risk book. These are limited supply. Only got a couple dozen left and they're gone forever. So again, welcome to Unite and Win in the comments below. Consider following Ryan Reyes on Instagram. Here's how his name is written on Instagram by his board. And, keep on watching. Don't get bored. This is a fun one. Back in the interview. Or you're talking about ABBA, Gimme, 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 A Man After Midnight?
Dude, ABBA's.
Did you ever get into the Sounds? Also,
I talked about the Sounds yesterday. Weird.
That was my favorite band for a while.
I saw them once on the beach in Huntington Beach. I was skating.
Oh, shit.
It was a Converse Coastal Carnage contest. It was like the U.S. Open skate skate thing.
We talked about this. I know about this.
And
okay.
Sound, I was skating and I just heard the sound start playing.
We're not living in America.
I was in
You're
practice,
like, what?
and I walked over and I was like, "Can I go in there?" And had the wristband to skate. They're like, "Oh yeah, you can go wherever." I was like, "What? I'm seeing the Sounds right now on accident."
That's
it was
cool.
pretty epic, dude. And
and
the security guards let me crowd surf too because they knew I was in the contest.
I saw them play at the observatory maybe not long ago, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. It was when they had a new album come out. It was Crossing the Rubicon, I think was the name of the album. It was probably 10 years ago.
Okay.
But it felt like it was yesterday. But yeah, that band is so catchy. I love that power poppy synthy fun energy.
Yeah, it's very much 2005.
Oh,
Let's be fun and not serious kind of vibes. I like it.
And they got some ballads too. Do you remember I don't know if you'll know this one. This is kind of a deep cut. This is a MySpace era. It was 2 chicks, 2 synthesizers, and they were called the Capricorns.
I don't know it.
Damn.
It sounds cool.
Pretty good.
MySpace era, that was a thing.
Yeah, it was definitely I had the CD. It's called
what kind of
I mean, I would call it power pop.
Okay.
It's just very just 2 synthesizers and they're singing and it's kind of fast and it's not like it, but same era as Gravy Train.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just that kind of lo-fi DIY pop stuff.
That's my shit. I love it.
Yeah.
The first
not as jokey and fun as Gravy Train, but just I'd put it in the same kind of category.
a Gravy Train shirt is the first thing I ever bought online.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a band I never got to see. I never got to see Hunks and His Punks or Gravy Train.
Me neither. I was not 18 yet when Gravy Train was around. My friend lived with someone from Gravy Train. I forgot, not Hunks, but there was a connection somewhere. Someone that I filmed with knows someone from Gravy Train. But
I remember there was a place. It was a venue out here in downtown Riverside. It was called Kaiser. I never went, but I remember them saying Kaiser. I'm like, the hospital? Maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I remember they played, and I was I think a junior in high school, and I remember downtown Riverside feeling like it was very far away.
Yeah.
No, I remember it felt because I mean, on the bus it was 30 minutes away, so I just felt downtown felt like a different place. Now it feels so close.
If there was a show at Glass House, there's no way I was gonna make the trek there.
I remember one time
a road trip.
Yeah, I remember one time I took I don't know what show it was, but there's a couple times where I took the bus to go to Chain Reaction, and I had to take the 15 to get to the gallery at Tyler, and then a bus that went an OCTA more expensive bus to get to Orange County, and then a third one to get. It was a trip. It was tricky.
Yeah.
It was an all-day road trip
without an iPhone. Also.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, when me and Yessie first started dating, I would print out MapQuest at the public library.
Yeah. Dude.
I did that when everyone had iPhones. I didn't get an iPhone until the iPhone 5C.
Oh, I was 4S guy.
Oh shit.
That's when I got on Creature, my first paycheck.
Damn. Yeah, I mean, I had homies like that. My best friend Ray, he had like the Sidekick in school. He had the iPhone. He had the job. That's what he had. He worked for Stater Brothers.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. I had I had like a prepaid Boost mobile phone with like Snake on it.
Yeah, dude, I loved my Nokia, dude. I could play songs on my keyboard.
Damn, that's
I could
sick.
play. I had the Exorcist theme. I had "Lover I Don't Have to Love," the Bright Eyes song. I could play that on my thing.
That's sick.
That was one of my big little party tricks in high school.
I bought a Sidekick. It was like one of the last Sidekicks they made from 2000.
It's fun to flip.
And I was ready to use it last year. And like right after I bought it on eBay, mint condition, still in the box, no big deal, whatever.
Ooh.
They announced that they were no longer going to like allow it to be used on the server. Like Blackberries and Sidekicks no longer.
Why?
Couldn't even get minutes for it. Couldn't put a SIM card in it.
That sucks, dude.
Yeah.
They want you to have the smartphones. I tried to go get a flip phone, and it was like $10 less than having an iPhone. And it was like, if I'm going to have a flip phone, I wanted to do it because it was going to be cheap.
Yeah, so then I also found a flip phone because, dude, another fucking thing right there. But yeah, I in 2000 and, I don't know, maybe 16 or 15, I intentionally got rid of my smartphone.
Mm-hmm.
But then I had to replace it with everything. So I had like a nice camera, and I had an iPad, and I had a flip phone. And then it was like, I can take better photos with this, and I could, I was like, well, you could have all of it mediocre on one phone. I'm like, yeah, but it's mediocre, and I don't want to be on my phone. And I traveled. I did like a convention. I did like a Tampa convention with no smartphone. I did a guest spot in Philly with no smartphone, and it was a little like time period for me. And I kind of want to go back to that a couple of years ago. So I dug up the flip phone I had from then.
Okay.
And my compromise and my idea, what I was going to do is I was going to keep my iPhone at work. And then I was going to bring my flip phone home. And my homies and real ones would have my flip phone number, and everyone else would have my iPhone number. And so I could Instagram all I want. I could, do all that during work if I have time.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm at home, I'm present. And then if I'm going on a road trip or something like that, then I'll take my iPhone if I need some directions. So it won't be too extreme this or that. But I wanted to like create that barrier so that way when I do get itching to grab the phone, there's nothing to really look at.
Yeah.
So then I have to be present in the conversation, and I have to be productive,
That's not a bad idea. I did this thing where I like turned the color off on my phone, and then like
way less engaging.
But it like seriously like changed my relationship with my phone. It was just not as stimulating, and that is a nice little thing.
Yeah, I just need like all or nothing. Like I don't know like how to I don't know if I have time to waste, I'll waste it.
For sure,
and that's the most engaging thing in my hand. It's right there.
Yeah.
So I have a problem with it still. I just have my phone set up to where like once it's at an hour, it closes out. And then I have to click if I want to continue, and I click for 1 minute or ignore for 15 minutes or ignore all day.
Yeah.
And lately I've been bad, and I've been doing the ignore for 15 minutes a couple of times a day. So my screen time's like my Instagram screen time's like an hour 30 instead of an hour like it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I mean, yeah, you can kind of like use it as a form of communication and cheat that too. You could be just DMing your friend and be like, damn, an hour's already up.
Yeah,
it's like, well, then you should have their fucking phone number, maybe look at those little short videos a little less.
You got to parent yourself.
Yeah, that's tricky to learn how to do.
It's very hard.
It's better when you don't have the option, because then that's not an option.
Yeah, I love when I lose my phone. I like not get one for a month or something. It's nice.
I find it always has like an immediate consequence. Like I'm like, all right, I'm not going to look at my phone, or I'm going to leave in the car. And that's like the one time when someone really needed to reach me.
Yeah.
And that's the one fear why you keep one on you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. If I'm not aware of it, then I'll lose it. I have to constantly do like wallet, keys, cell phone. Yeah, same.
I feel like I lose them in other pockets multiple times throughout the day.
You saw me lose my iPhone 3 times in this one podcast.
Yeah. I got mine. I somehow haven't.
Yeah.
I did lose it actually once in a pocket.
Yeah, I don't have capacity for the in between. I'm an extreme man.
That's one thing I know about you.
You don't want to see me on the soaps.
Dude, I'd be
I'd be fucking sliding.
Dude, it's too gnarly.
Yeah, you catch me in the mall,
Ooh.
All the spots you want to get that you can't get, but I can because I got soaps and you don't.
Dude, soaping up Tyler Mall.
I never had soaps before.
I never had them either.
My brother had them, but like it was kind of a little bit before. Like, I mean, I was young, but I was too young for some soaps.
It was like, I was in like 7th grade. That when I remember
I remember in 7th grade people had Heelys, and Heelys had bought out, like they licensed it to where soaps on Heelys.
Yeah. That was a thing. I would just put water on the rail and just use my regular shoes.
Sick.
That was my.
I kind of did that like a couple weeks ago. I was in Kansas City and we were walking down these train tracks and it was like icy and I ran like slid on it. I'm like, ooh, I could kind of like do some damage here.
It's dangerous.
But I stopped because of the danger.
Yeah. Dude,
I could have tiptoed towards it, but I got a little spooked out.
I respect it.
You
got to parent yourself. That's what,
for real. Well, I need to learn how to do that with the iPhone.
You know, it's hard. It's connecting you to everything. You gotta be easy on yourself.
I know. It's hard because like there is a direct like benefit. Like it's not.
That's what I'm saying.
It's not a net loss. It's like a net win.
Yeah.
Like I do. Like the more I'm on my phone, the busier I get at work. Like it sucks that the two are tied together so closely.
I know what you mean. That's why I would honestly not have social media if I didn't have to use it just to be relevant.
Yeah.
Like Instagram it doesn't like give me anything.
And if you're like, let's say you're like, okay, I'm going to be off the grid. I'm just going to film for my one video part a year. Then man, how do you, if you care that much and you're filming that much, how do you like not share it? Like that working towards that thing, like Instagram is like an instant gratification thing that can help push you to keep doing that thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know,
it's not how it used to be. I feel like we grew up at a time where you like, you make the product and then you present it. But like now even more so, it's just getting more and more. Everyone loves to be involved or like what you're doing. Like a lot, like when someone's writing a new song, there's no way in hell back in the day like they would stream them writing the song.
Oh,
you know
right.
what I mean? Like now everyone wants to be a part of the process. They don't just want to see, oh, this is the finished process or finished project. It's perfect. This is pristine.
Yeah.
People like want to like, I don't know, just be.
They want to know what you ate for breakfast.
They want to know everything, dude. And it's weird.
Yeah, it's true.
I appreciate it.
I get that. But I think there's also like, of course you long for more, but there's also value in knowing less. Like there's a magic in like not like in the past in history, you have to have a little bit of imagination. And I think that's what makes history so exciting. Whereas in like how everything's archived and having like a direct, like I miss pre-internet facts. I miss being able to like tell a lie your grandpa told you and just get away with it.
Dude.
And then now you get crushed and you find out that it was just bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. Yeah, I just used to be able to be like, yo, did you know that the freaking
right? Yeah, used to be able to,
at the end of this street, there's like a Jello fucking castle. I don't know, you just make up anything.
The bullshitters are bummed now because they're popular and now fucking they don't got nothing to say.
They were the cool kids back in the day. Yeah.
Do you have any I mean, none of this shit's pre-internet fact, but pre-internet as we know it now. Do you remember any pre-internet facts? Anything that like that ran on? Any rumor it went on a little too long that was like obviously not real now?
Dude, that's a hard one to.
Marilyn Manson's ribs.
Dude, Marilyn Manson. I definitely heard about that one.
It's a big one.
I heard Muska died.
Really?
Back in the day.
Oh shit.
And then I heard he died, and then there was this big thing about how he's faking his death. And the new Shorty's video is going to be called Life After Death.
I never heard that one.
This is a big rumor I heard once.
That'd be like I feel like that'd be more likely to be a Heath Kirchard thing.
Yeah. It was. It definitely didn't happen.
Yeah.
That was one. There's a lot of them back then, dude.
I know.
It was a different time, dude.
You know what I heard recently, and I've now told this on, this is I think the third podcast I've mentioned this exact thing on. So whatever, you like it, you're here still. I heard that Lucille Ball had a house on Victoria in Riverside.
Dude, I don't know. I never heard that.
It wasn't far off. She lived in Corona.
I could see that.
She lived
I didn't know that.
She had a house like off of like I think Lincoln and Rincon, where the warehouses are now. Cool. She had like a Spanish casita.
I could see that. Yeah. Okay. Dang, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Here's another big one. I've told these already. Fuck. Charlie Chaplin had a home in Citrus State Park on Van Buren and Riverside.
What the heck?
Crazy.
This is a little hot spot back in the day.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about it. Like, we're an hour from Los Angeles, right?
That makes sense. Yeah.
And think about when there was cars on the road, probably only 30 minutes to Los Angeles,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like exotic. It's like orange fields, property, get away from LA. Kind of a big deal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I heard that someone said, I think JT said it, that like Riverside is like the place that's like an hour from everything. But I always thought that was the best part about Riverside. Like, man, it's like an hour from anything. You can go anywhere. It's definitely like glass half full, glass half empty.
That is a good point about like this zone. I feel like going to school here made a lot of neat field trips possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Like I would go to San Diego or
Yeah.
Orange County or LA.
Right.
Like you could go somewhere.
I feel like I liked it more as an adult because like things get closer when you like have a little more independence as an adult. When you're young, like I said, things seem so much further.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I haven't spent much time out here as an adult.
Yeah. Just Orange County?
No,
everywhere. Yeah, I get it.
So, I've lived in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I moved out there like 2008, 2009 is when I
Mhm.
like hitchhiked out there, and then I like couch surfed and found places for a while, and then I stayed there until like 2016, and that's when
that was a minute.
that's when I built my tiny house, and then moved into the tiny house on the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
I lived in that for full time in the forest for like 4.5 years, 4-ish years. Yeah, but until like 2020, it was like on and off. But how did I get on that? I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
We're talking about Riverside.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. But I built the tiny house in Riverside because my mom lives by Hunt,
Oh shit!
and she runs the Dollar Tree by Hunt.
No way.
But
Local legend.
well, yeah, I hear that she talks to she'll tell people that like I think I saw your mom at the Dollar Tree.
That's sick.
But
The Dalai Lama of the Dollar Tree.
but I spent like 3 months out here building that the Dalai Lama, the Dollar Tree.
the Dollar Tree done.
The Dolly Tree.
The Dolly Tree. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely.
I used to
a lot more
live over
fun.
by there. I used to live on Monroe in California.
It's nice to be able to drive around to your friends' houses, not just be stuck in Corona. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's a little bit more calm here. I'm not really much of a. I live in Orange County right now, but it's just so. It's a lot for me. I don't like.
Orange County kind of feels the same though.
It feels fast paced for me.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just a little slower here, and I like that. It's something
see
that I've
that.
always liked a little bit more. It might just be like everywhere is a little closer in Orange County, so you just.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot more like swirling of cars, like the swoosh of the freeway.
Definitely a little more traffic, but like it's laid out kind of same. Like the houses and neighborhoods are kind of built similar. and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
The swooshing of the cars is like really affects my life.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, I'm just really sensitive to sounds.
Oh.
Like I can't sleep if the TV's on. Like I just really like I'm really.
Yeah, I'll focus in on something that I don't want to focus on.
But it's the hiss of the freeway, the hiss of a street, like really makes me uncomfortable.
What about skateboards?
Those are cool, dude.
Isn't that funny? Like there's annoying sounds that we like because they're familiar to us. Like I feel that way about. I don't really understand the super loud cars, but I like a super loud tattoo machine.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
it's my thing.
Yeah.
You don't like the way your homie's fart smells, but you don't mind your own.
Depends on the homie.
Oh,
You know who you are.
I love that. I hate to end the podcast on that.
That was
But
good.
we do got to end on the fart.
Oh, dude, I wish I had a toot.
Man. All right. Well, thank you for doing this.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I love you, Wayne.
I love you too.
I'm honored to be in the chair in the Wayne Tech Zone.
It's a good chair, right?
It's a solid chair.
It's a new old chair.
Got this guy. Does this guy have a name yet?
No, but I should have said it. You should turn his head. Not turn his head right now a little bit. I won't say anything. I didn't say shit. All right, then now back to you. Don't touch it. How did it get over there?
What the
Turn
heck?
it again. Turn it again. All right, and then back to you. What in the hell's even that?
Dude,
Saw that?
This guy is a little subtle, but
Personality.
I think he's alive.
Yeah, I want to try to. I need to communicate that better. I want to like have his head slowly rotate through a podcast or something.
That'd be amazing.
So you skip head, you're like, whoa, what? I wonder if I'll lose views having that guy so close.
How's it?
Well, the people that made it here love it.
I like this guy. I noticed it when I watched the pod.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed one of
pleasant-
the first times I was like testing it out, I had a different lens on that camera. I had like there's like a Tamron lens, and it's like a fixed length, but I had a Sony G Master lens, and it was a very like it would focus, and I was sitting there and my face was out of focus, but that face was in focus the whole time.
That's funny.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
It's a good face.
Yeah, I love that thing. I bought that off OfferUp in Burbank in 2018. Yeah.
It's pretty sick, dude. Little cabinet guy.
Yeah, it's dope.
What does he have inside his soul?
Why don't you check? Open her up.
Oh, he's got stuff in there.
Yeah.